Where does your money actually go? Because if you look at your bank account after a completely normal month, nothing seems unusual. No big purchases, no crazy spending, just groceries, a few meals out. Maybe you replaced your phone because the old one slowed down. Nothing extreme. And yet, the number's lower than you expected. Much lower. Now here's the uncomfortable part. It's not that you're bad with money. It's that a lot of what you're buying today simply isn't worth what you're paying for it anymore. Prices didn't just go up. Value disappeared. And most people never stop to question it, because everyone around them is doing the same thing. Let's start with something simple: fast food. There was a time when fast food made sense. It was cheap, it was quick, it solved a problem. Now, you're paying $12, $15, sometimes $20 for a meal, for food you eat in your car out of a paper bag in 5 minutes. That used to be restaurant pricing. Now, it's considered normal. The convenience stayed the same, the quality stayed the same, but the price doubled. And people still buy it without thinking. Now, take it one step further: restaurants. What used to be an occasional reasonable expense has quietly turned into something much bigger. You sit down, order a couple of meals, maybe a drink, and suddenly the bill is $70, $80, $100 for one evening. And that money is gone, not invested, not saved, not building anything, just consumed. Again, nothing wrong with enjoying a meal, but when it becomes a habit, not an exception, it starts costing thousands per year. And most people don't notice it happening because it never feels like a big decision. Just $20 here, $30 there. But repeated over time, it becomes a major financial leak. Now, let's talk about something even bigger: cars. Buying a brand new car is one of the fastest ways to lose money. Not slowly, instantly. The moment you drive it off the lot, it drops in value. You haven't even gotten home, and you've already lost thousands. And it doesn't stop there. Every year, it keeps losing value, while you're still making payments. So you're paying interest on something that's becoming worth less and less. That's the opposite of investing. And yet, people do it all the time, not because they need it, but because it feels good, new, clean, impressive. But a car that's a few years old does the exact same job, costs significantly less, and avoids the biggest part of depreciation. The difference isn't functionality, it's perception. And perception is expensive. Now, let's talk about status spending: clothes, brands, logos. There's a difference between buying quality and buying identity. A well-made jacket that lasts for years, that can make sense. A $200 t-shirt with a logo, that's something else. Because you're not paying for the fabric, you're paying for the signal. And here's the truth most people avoid: no one actually cares as much as you think. The logo doesn't change your value. It doesn't change how people see you in a meaningful way, but it does change your bank balance, over and over again. And finally, travel. This is where things get emotional, because experiences feel important, and they are. But there's a difference between intentional travel and financially stressful travel. Flights are more expensive, hotels are more expensive, everything around travel has gone up. And yet, people continue booking trips they can't comfortably afford. Why? Because everyone else is doing it, because it looks good online, because it feels like something you're supposed to do. So they put it on a credit card and spend the next year paying for a week they barely remember. And again, travel isn't the problem, the timing is. Because doing it at the cost of your financial stability turns a positive experience into long-term pressure. And this is the pattern. It's not one big mistake, it's dozens of small, normalized decisions. Things that feel harmless in isolation, but combined, create a system where your money disappears. Not because you're irresponsible, but because the environment around you encourages it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because the goal isn't to stop spending, it's to start choosing. To understand what actually adds value and what only feels like it does. Because once you make that distinction, your money stops leaking and starts building something instead.